Imagine walking into a Ducati dealership and seeing a price tag that reads $39,995. That's what it takes to ride home the new 2026 Multistrada V4 RS. Now, here's the catch. This isn't just another Multistrada. Ducati calls it the sportiest multi ever. Powered by the same Desmo Stradale V4 engine you'd normally find in a Panigale superbike. On paper, it claims 180 horsepower at 12,250 RPM and 87 pound-feet of torque at 9,500 RPM. The bike weighs a claimed 496 pounds wet without fuel, which makes it lighter than most big adventure tourers, but not the lightest in its class. But here's where it gets interesting. For almost 40 grand, you could buy a BMW S1000 XR for just 17,995, or step up to the BMW M1000 XR, which brings 201 horsepower and a curb weight close to 492 pounds, for around $25,000 depending on dealer setup. In other words, both BMWs are faster on paper, significantly cheaper, and already proven on American highways and track days. The Ducati, however, isn't chasing pure numbers. It's selling exclusivity, Italian design, and a feel you simply can't get from a BMW. And that's the real question. Do American riders want raw performance for less money? Or are they willing to pay a premium for something that feels rare and special? Ducati clearly thinks there's a market for riders who want both the thrill of a Panigale and the comfort of a crossover. If you enjoy straight talk reviews like this, where we break down the facts and challenge the hype around motorcycles that could shake up the American market, make sure to subscribe right now. There's a lot more coming, and you don't want to miss it. So what exactly makes the 2026 Multistrada V4 RS different from the rest of the Multistrada lineup? First, Ducati kept the aluminum monocoque frame, but redesigned the rear subframe in titanium. That's not just a fancy material swap. It now allows the bike to carry a top case, something riders in the US touring scene will actually care about. It's a subtle reminder that, despite being track-focused, this bike still wants to handle long highway stretches and weekend road trips. The wheels have also been updated. Ducati switched from the older 3-spoke design to new 5-spoke Marcassini forged aluminum rims. They're lighter, stronger, and paired with Pirelli Diablo Rosso 4 Corsa tires. Rubber that's sticky enough for canyon carving but still usable for daily road duty. And when it comes to suspension, Ducati stuck with the Öhlins Smart EC 2.0 semi-active system, which constantly adapts to your riding. It isn't the brand new 3.0 version you'll find on the latest Panigale or Street Fighter V4, but the company says its strategies have been updated for smoother, more precise reactions. On the electronic side, the biggest headline is the Ducati Vehicle Observer algorithm, straight out of MotoGP. In plain English, it simulates data from 70 sensors, way more than the bike actually has, giving the traction control, wheelie control, and ABS systems incredibly precise information. Add in features like adaptive cruise control with front radar, cornering ABS, and the Ducati Quick Shift Up-Down 2.0, and you've got one of the most advanced electronic packages on any crossover sport bike sold in the US. Now, compare that with its main rivals. The BMW M1000 XR has the horsepower advantage at just over 200 HP, but it doesn't offer radar cruise control in the US market the way Ducati does here. The BMW S1000 XR is more affordable and still packed with IMU-based electronics, but lacks the kind of MotoGP-inspired data crunching Ducati is showing off. And if you look at the Yamaha Tracer 9 GT Plus, it actually matches the Ducati on radar cruise and advanced touring tech. But it only puts out about 117 horsepower, less than 2/3 of what the RS delivers, and sells for a fraction of the price. So in this middle ground, Ducati is really carving out a unique lane. It's not the outright power champ, and it's certainly not the budget option. Instead, it's building a case for being the most exclusive, tech-heavy, and emotionally engaging crossover sport bike you can buy in the US. When it all comes down to it, the 2026 Ducati Multistrada V4 RS is less about winning spec sheet battles and more about offering a riding experience you simply can't get anywhere else. At nearly $40,000, it's one of the most expensive crossover sport bikes on the American market. And that's where the debate gets heated. Let's look at the strengths first. You're getting a Panigale-derived V4 engine with 180 horsepower, a dry clutch and a Krapovich titanium silencer that give it a sound and feel no BMW can replicate, and a package of MotoGP-inspired electronics that make it feel alive in your hands. Add in premium touches like carbon fiber bodywork, a numbered production plate, and now the practicality of a titanium subframe that can take a top case, and you've got exclusivity written all over it. But exclusivity comes with its downsides. At £496 wet without fuel, it's not the lightest option. The BMW M1000XR undercuts it by about $15,000 while giving you more power, over 200 horsepower, and a similarly aggressive chassis. The BMW S1000XR costs less than half the Ducati's MSRP and still pumps out 170 horsepower, making it the value king in this category. And while Ducati's radar cruise control is a big plus, remember that the Yamaha Tracer 9 GT Plus also offers it for less than half the money, even if it doesn't have the power to keep up. So who is the Multistrada V4 RS really for in the US? It's for riders who already know they want Ducati's most dramatic crossover. Those who crave the sensation of a Panigale engine tuned for real-world roads, who love Italian design, and who want to own something that feels rare every time they roll it out of the garage. If you're looking for the most horsepower per dollar, you'll pick the BMWs. If you're looking for affordability and long-distance touring with modern tech, you'll pick Yamaha. But if you want that mix of speed, exclusivity, and pure Ducati soul, the RS is in a category of its own. And that leaves us with one last question. If you had 40 grand to spend on a bike in America, would you go for the Ducati Multistrada V4 RS, the BMW M1000XR, or would you save money and grab the S1000XR instead? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm really curious what you think the smarter choice is for American riders. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more no-nonsense reviews that put bikes head-to-head with their real competition, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. There's a lot more coming, and the next one might just make you rethink what bike deserves a spot in your garage.